Hi guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 31st of March 2021. I'm going to do a very quick rundown on Bitcoin and the Swissborg token, CHSB. As always guys, these are just my thoughts and opinions. Do your own research and make sure whatever game plan you have to stick to that. And everything that I discuss is for education, only. So with that said, let's just quickly go through Bitcoin. We've had a really nice price response down here, and what's interesting, price dropped today all the way down into sort of an area of liquidity. It's rebalanced here on the daily. They've had a really nice move away from that now. There was a level up here that I had noted on the 4-hour chart, which was here, which I've since taken off now because price has traded through that. So this is the next level where I'm expecting price to go, sort of 60,000, and then obviously gunning for those previous highs and potentially making new highs. So we've discussed all of this on the way up, so I'm not going to kind of revisit it. There is something new, just want to quickly go over. If you notice, we had a really aggressive drop today, and I just want to point something out. I'm not going to discuss it now, but I'm going to point it out again, just so you have it in mind. It's one of those things that I'm going to kind of plant the seed, and then we'll kind of revisit it as we're doing more videos going forward, and I'm going to kind of build up from there. So what I want you to pay particular attention to is the fact that price started here, created this nice swing low down here, or this nice pivot point, or low, however you want to term it. We'll just say it created a low, but a really nice move away from that. That's important, okay? It's important that when price came down and it created this low from this previous low down here, so we've got this low here, price comes down, creates another low, and then the response is a very nice price response away from that. It didn't just go up a little bit, whatever. This is a really nice move away from that level, okay? And then when price comes all the way down, it hits these levels again, just there, and it starts to move away from that. And the thing that I want you to really pay attention to and just be mindful of for future videos is that the next candle drops, okay, and takes out the previous candle's low just here, and then reverses and then starts to run higher. This is the most important candle, okay, that we're looking at on this chart. That's the one, that's the dead giveaway, okay, based on all the context of everything that's happened up to this point since I've started doing these videos, from the 4-hour to the daily, confirms, and the context, sorry, not confirms, but the context of everything that I've been discussing up to this point makes this area just here, and specifically that candle, make more sense than it ever would if it just happened on its own, okay? So with that said, like I keep mentioning, Bitcoin's very strong at the minute. It's showing a lot of momentum to the upside. I will clear up the chart at some point going forward, probably over the weekend, as I do some kind of weekend analysis when we get round to it. But for now, I'm just going to kind of leave everything on the chart, and just kind of go with what we're seeing here. And again, it's even more obvious. If I just extend this out slightly and then make this thinner, you may be able to see it better. Yeah, there you go. So you can see that's such an obvious stop run, man, and a pickup of liquidity. That's a huge absorption of liquidity down here, and a stop run to boot as well. So anybody that was long just here just got decimated on this, and then it's just continued to go. So we're gunning for these now. 60,000 probably going to get hit within the next couple of days, probably over the weekend. So within the next couple of days up to the weekend, I'm expecting 60,000 to be traded to, and then a continuation to the upside to take out these highs, or challenge these highs at least anyway. And we do know, if you've been watching Bitcoin for any period of time, whenever Bitcoin kind of approaches previous highs, you generally tend to get that sell-off, and then it kind of revisits again and get maybe another sell-off, and then it revisits again, but eventually it punches through and then off it goes again. So just be mindful of that as well. So with Swissborg, not a great deal happening on Swissborg. Obviously, my analysis still stands. I do believe we're going to come down to this imbalance down here, specifically, the $3 to the $6 level, in between that nice sweet spot, and I would expect to see a pretty aggressive response away from that level. If we go over to the daily, everything kind of seems the same. This was for another video that I was making, but I ended up deleting, so I'm just going to get rid of that box. But we're stuck in this area. If anybody was watching the power yesterday, You know, I'll just quickly, as a side note, somebody made a reference in the chat yesterday, and it was fantastic. Very, very good point that he made, or she. And they were saying that, you know, there's a lot of people that watch these powwows expecting there to be a news release every single time of, you know, that's huge, and then price is going to explode. And, you know, if anybody's doing that, you know, I would advise to take a step back and just kind of not do that, right? Because there's not always going to be an announcement. If there was an announcement every Tuesday, you know, with such strong magnitude, of such strong magnitude that it affected the Swissborg token's price, you know, very aggressively, the company would be growing at such an exponential rate. It would never be able to keep up with that. Yeah, we want slow and steady. Yeah, you know, we want things to be released that are working, that are functioning, that make sense. Yeah, we don't want things being released by Swissborg, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience with other companies. You don't want Swissborg to be releasing, you know, a product that is broken, or that doesn't kind of work properly, or that causes more problems, you know, than what it was trying to fix in the first place. So, we know we have to be mindful of these things and understand how companies work, you know, and have a much broader long-term view of what we're trying to accomplish, you know, with CHSB. Now, every person has their own individual investment ideas, trading ideas, style, you know, different varying degrees of money that they have invested in the Swissborg token, and that's cool. That's not my place to say. Don't ever think that I'm saying anything about anybody's individual investment ideas. That everybody has their own ideas. I have mine, and you guys have yours. You know, but the foundation of investing and trading, you know, pretty much stay the same throughout any endeavor that you're doing in the marketplace. So this is really important to, you know, to remember, guys, and make sure that you have that kind of solid idea and stick with it. You know, this is what I want, this is what I want to see, this is what I'm waiting for, and this is how I'm going to execute that, you know, that idea, and nothing anybody says is going to change that. You know, this is kind of how, you know, how we have to be with our trading ideas. We have to be very strong in our, you know, beliefs and confidence in what we're doing, and then we execute. So, you know, even just dropping down to the 4 hour, again, we're not really seeing anything that's changed. Pretty much the same. I would imagine one of two scenarios for me personally, okay, that I'm interested in. Not that could happen, but that I'm interested in. I like to say it that way, as you know. Is it bleeds lower into this level, you know, and then starts to grind higher, or it just drops aggressively into this level and then reacts away from that level. They're the only two real scenarios that I'm interested in personally. You know, if it rips to the upside, for example, stops here, reverses, and then it drops down, then it reverses, I'm not interested in that. You know, I want to see one of two specific scenarios, the ones that I just mentioned. And as I've said, and as many of you already know, because I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm already invested in the Swissborg token anyway. So if it just goes, then great, you know. But if it drops, then that's good for me as well. It's another accumulation point for me. So with that said, there's not really much else to discuss. I did see something on Pax Gold. It was on the daily. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. XRP is just something I was doing for a friend. Let's take a look at Ether quickly. There we get a nice run on Ether as well. This is the daily. Let me just look at the weekly. Sorry, I've just jumped off for a second. Gone on a little treasure hunt. Yeah, I am liking Ether as well. I don't have anything invested in Ether, but I've got some friends that do. So I do know that they watch my videos. So I'll just say quickly. Specifically, this candle here. Probably get a response from this. This high is getting taken out all day long. Yeah, this high right here at 1894 will be traded to at some point, very soon. Yeah, so that's getting wiped out. And when price gets to 1925 to 1945, expect a response from there. Don't expect a straight run to just go straight above this high. and I'll even go as far as to make a note like this. So this sweet spot, and let's change this to a different color so we know what we're doing. So yeah, and I'll extend this just in case it happens on the next couple of candles. But for me, that's the area that we'll just call it the reaction point. Okay, I would expect the price to go into this area and then react negatively, so it starts to come down a little bit, and then we'll kind of assess and see whether or not price wants to stay around here or make a run for the previous high. So that was just a little bit of a side thing I wanted to throw in there, and that's it, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that, and yeah, you see Bitcoin still running. I'm seeing the price here, 59.5. It's very good. We're going to see 60,000 minimum, and that's getting taken. So sorry, yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. As always, I hope everybody's enjoying the videos, and I will catch up with you guys in the chat as always. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. We'll leave it at that. I hope everybody's had an awesome day, and I will catch up with you guys in the chat. Take care, and I will speak to you then.